really bad pronunciation coming in. 3, 2. No, I've not done this right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome here, guys, to Speicherstadt. Yes, guys, today we are exploring Hamburg. Previously on Lost in Travel. This interrailing journey has been an unforgettable train ride packed with incredible sights and enriching moments. Up until recently, I've been navigating Europe solo. Just me, myself, and all my camera gear to document this trip of a lifetime. That was until our last stop, when I reunited with my parents in the charming city of Amsterdam. Ready to kick off the final chapter of this incredible adventure. Today, we leave the Netherlands behind, and I get to show my mum and dad something I've discovered since our last meeting. Just how beautiful Germany really is. Our first stop, the picturesque town of Osnabruck. So hello everyone, I am Lewis, you are watching Lost in Travel, and we are back here in Germany today. Welcome on here to Osnabrück. I'm here for a couple of hours on my way to Hamburg, and I can't wait to do another video here in this lovely country. So we're beginning today's adventure here in Osnabrück. And Osnabrück is a city here in Germany on the Netherlands border, and it is a really pretty town. It's quite quiet. There's not really much here apart from traditional German buildings, but if you are a fan of walking through authentic country style areas, then Osnabrück is definitely for you if you want to feel that traditional German style. It is all over this place and it is amazing. One interesting fact about Osnabrück though is it is called the City of Peace, and that mainly comes from in 1648. This is where they signed the Treaty of whatever this word is. So I don't really know much about the history of that, but it is interesting to know that it is the peaceful city here in Germany, and it does feel that way, not just because they signed some kind of declaration, but it also is now just a peaceful place to walk through as we wait for our train to Hamburg. The reason we're doing this, there actually is more frequent trains here to Hamburg, but we decided that because we had a 3-hour journey from Amsterdam here to Osnabrück, that we were going to split up the journey to Hamburg, which has another 2 hours, by exploring just a random German town. And that's what I do love about this interrailing trip, is you can just come and see places you would never have thought of visiting on a proper holiday, and that's what we're doing here in this stunning place.
Can you see from where you're standing? All the coins down in the well. I was there when you last tossed one. Tried to wish.
So I've now made it here to the Markt, which is the main square of the city in Germany, and this is the Markt of Osnabrück, and it is glorious. It is so colourful, so vibrant, and what I love mainly about this is it actually has 2 cathedrals. It's got one right beside me here and another one just further on the street, and they both kind of connect, and it is, yeah, it's just, you know, for a cathedral lover, like, you can't have more. You can't have enough of them, can you? And we've got 2 here in the city, and it's quiet. So I kind of am just wandering around being the only tourist here. Everyone's looking at me, being like, "What's this guy doing? Why is he here? Why is he in Osnabrück?" And this is why, because it is a really pretty city. Here. I guess when you come to Germany with your dad, who's a beer drinker, and you're not, you still have to taste it anyway. So. Tastes like beer. Cheers. This is why I'm sticking to wine. That's nice.
Stuff you do when you're drunk. Well, not quite drunk, we've only had one drink, but we're not eating. So, what can I say? It does go in your head a wee bit.
So guys, it's now the next day and I have arrived in Hamburg. My train was a bit delayed, so we didn't actually get in for about an hour and a half later than what we anticipated yesterday, so we didn't really do much when we got here, but now we're now out here this morning exploring what the city has to offer. And this is one of the most northern cities here in Germany. We're about 2 hours away from the Denmark border, so I'm expected to see maybe some Scandinavian style architecture here in Hamburg, and I am going to love that because I loved Iceland, so I'm probably going to love it here. And it also has that very German industrial vibe here from what I've seen so far. But this building right behind me, St. Michael's Church, it is pretty impressive. It's actually the third church built in the spot, built in 1912, and I've heard it is one of the largest buildings here in Hamburg. Let's go check it out. So I've just stepped foot inside St. Michael's Church, and you know, I'm a cathedral lover. I've been in many churches in my 21.5 years of life. I've not seen an interior quite like that one. That was quite a special, unique kind of style that I've never seen in any other church I've been in. So props to you, I really enjoyed that. I highly recommend going inside that yourself. We are, of course, I'm trying to keep on a budget here, but you could pay to go up the tower. I'm trying to save my dad's legs. This is only the third day into our trip, so I'm trying to save his legs. Maybe on a weekend to Hamburg, I'll definitely be interested in going up to the top. And you never know, I think you will get some amazing views from up the top of there. But you know, being on a budget and all, I've got to save my money and save our time. But definitely, I'd probably recommend going up there because it is definitely one of the largest buildings here in the city.
Sunrise, you're right, but something it feels so unfamiliar. Where did she go? Was it the loneliness that killed her? I hope you know that you can find you again. I hope you know that every day's another chance to begin. Yeah, I hope you know that when you're looking at me like that, it kind of feels like you're holding.
So on my walk down here to the pier of Hamburg, I've noticed that this is quite a quirky city. Like the buildings are quite modern, quite traditional, and it just is such a nice vibe here. I don't know, it feels quite relaxing. It also reminds me of proper dock town, so if you enjoy Cardiff or Liverpool, I've heard from my mum, I've never been to Liverpool, but apparently this has got a lot in common with the architecture here as well. And also I'm also getting feelings of Rotterdam. I don't know, Rotterdam is just a proper dock town with industrial, lots of industrialness, but lots of just random unique buildings dotted in, and that's I think what Hamburg reminds me of. Like even the buildings right in front of me, like I don't know, the architecture is just a bit bonkers here, and it does make for a nice walk around the promenade right here where I am right now. I still can't get over the fact that people from Hamburg are called hamburgers. Just saying, it makes me hungry. So I've literally just found out a few minutes ago that Hamburg is actually Germany's second largest city underneath Berlin, with almost 2 million as a population number. That is crazy. I didn't realize how big Hamburg was. But actually, when you're down here at the pier, and it is a huge city, and I'm now just starting to realize that the whole river system, the canal system here is excellent. It's so big, and it just makes for an enjoyable walk around, just to be able to see all the stonework buildings. And you know, you're just gonna get used to that. Like, not every place is a fairy tale place, you know. I'm sometimes gonna be here in the industrial cities, and that's what Hamburg is. But it's a beautiful one at that. So behind me is the Elbphilharmonie, which is one of the most impressive buildings here in Hamburg. And what makes it even more cooler, well in my personal opinion anyway, is that you can go up it for free. Yeah, I love free things, I sure do know. So to get up it, you actually do have to go up a 3-minute escalator ride. Well, at least it felt like that. It was a long journey up to the top. And when you're up there, the weather's a bit different up there, it's a bit more windier, and you get to go around and have a nice panoramic view of the entire city, and it is glorious. So I treated myself to some Nivea cream at the top because, well, I'm in need of some new ones anyway. I like to moisturise, can you tell? And this one actually had this lovely building in the back on my case, so you know I'm going to be able to go take that home, and it's not going to be an ordinary Nivea cream. You know, I've got the cool Elbphilharmonie one. But during the day, guys, this is actually not just for viewpoints. This is an opera house, and apparently you can go, and maybe when they're practicing for the shows, you can actually hear them. So that is pretty decent. And I believe when the show's on, you can get tickets to go in and see some opera. We all like a bit of opera. Hallelujah. Okay, let's not. And I finally made it here to the canal bit of Hamburg. This area, this whole entire stretch of water is what I imagine when I think of Hamburg. Now when you type in Hamburg on Google, this is a bit what comes up. So let's go for a little walk around it, shall I?
When the fire burns out, when the music fades, when the world we found drifts away.
So we have just walked Hamburg's oldest street, and it's filled with cosy bars serving loads of nice German beers and loads of gin and tonics. But if you actually go off the side of that street, you would come down here onto this like boarding dock area, and from here I'm going to tell you I highly recommend coming out here if you're into the photography, because you can come out here and you can get it with the church in the background, some nice Hamburg traditional stone buildings, and just the river that runs through here. It is very relaxing and really photogenic in this exact spot, so highly recommend coming off into the little alleyways here and looking out, because Hamburg, the river, really makes this place Instagram worthy, and I think you would like it yourself. Because look at me. Now that I've got my mum here, I'm getting all the photos. It was hard doing this solo. I couldn't be bothered to put my tripod up. Now I've got my mum, I'm getting my photo shoot everywhere I go. So we've now made it to one of the most historic parts of Hamburg. We're here at St. Nikolai's Church, and well, what is left of the church, because in World War II this church was heavily bombed by the Allies, and really all is remaining of it is the big tower part and basically the end crypt area. The whole middle section is now just, it's ceased to exist. But instantly, maybe from recency bias, what this reminds me of is Cologne Cathedral. I think it's just the Gothic architecture is really prevalent here, and of course the Cologne Cathedral, which is just amazing. I'm still blown away by how big that cathedral was. But talking about big, this also, when it was designed in I think 1874, it was the tallest building in the world. Just shows you how things have changed, because it's nowhere near the tallest anymore. But hey, it's pretty cool, and if you want, you can get the lift up to the top. And here so our stroll is actually taking us away from the water, apart from we are getting a bit of rain dropped on us right now. But we're now here in the main square area, and behind me is the City Hall here in Hamburg. And an interesting fact about this City Hall, because it is a marvellous design, it also has more rooms than the Buckingham Palace. It's got 647 rooms inside that building, which I think is a wild fact. Who knew Hamburg has so much history? I read that sign all the way over there and I thought it was a Witherspoons. Eating a hamburger in Hamburg. Imagine eating two, because I'm a fat pig. Really bad pronunciation coming in. 3, 2, no, I've not done this right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome here guys to Speicherstadt, and this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's the area that I want to end today's video in. Unfortunately, what are you doing? So this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's where I wanted to end today's video. Unfortunately, not with a beaming sunset, but which I was wanting to do because it is summer solstice. Well, it was yesterday, so this is technically the first full day of summer. But unfortunately, it is cloudy. It's a bit rainy, a bit drizzly. The seagulls are dive bombing every single thing in that water, and we're getting a bit tired now because we've been out all day. But I still think it's great to be here. I've been waiting to see this area of Hamburg for a long time. This is one of the main areas, and definitely for photography this is the main photo spot of Hamburg. Hamburg is the city of warehouses, and I believe that this bit is a restaurant, which I did not know until now. connects the two warehouses together, and of course the canals lead through it, and it's just a lovely place to be, you know, I can't lie. It's a bridge, there's a few seats here, and you can just watch the sun come down if it's not cloudy like it is right now, and of course get some really good shots. Hopefully mine turned out good. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't yet to maybe see some decent shots of this, and I need to come back and see it at night time, which I'll probably do in winter because the sun was set a lot earlier. But anyway, let's keep walking.
Maybe we should come back down. I always signal you when I'm feeling low. I always think of you. I always think of you. Maybe we could figure it out. I never meant to hurt you, don't you fall back down. I always think of you.
We're just currently walking down the main canal area here in the city, and I've got to say, one thing I really like about Hamburg is it's very open, lots of open space here. The buildings are very wide, giving you just a lot of room to walk around and just take it all in. And also, talking about taking it all in, taking this exact area in, I feel like I have entered a war movie. It feels very warlike. Even the buildings, I just noticed here, that's block U, over there's block X, right beside me is block W. Like, blocks is definitely like a war term. It feels like it's like a prison, even though it's very wide, so definitely it's not a prison. And it is also a joy to walk down here, so I'm not trapped, you know. But that is it's just really cool to see that kind of layout, this kind of structure, and it just makes for a fun little stroll. So guys, I guess this is where I'm going to wrap up today's video. Thank you all for joining me. What are my overall thoughts on Hamburg, you may ask? I think it is a brilliant city. I've had a great time here in Hamburg, and there's not loads to do, but when you're just walking around surrounded by all these different style buildings, like warehouses, brick buildings, random opera houses, you know, and then just the canals running through it. I tell you all the time, I do love a canal city, and Hamburg is no exception. It's just a really nice place to walk down the cobble streets here and just, you know, enjoy a beer, enjoy a bratwurst, and just get mixed in with German culture. It's been really fun. Also, talking about German culture, my first impressions of Hamburg were actually pretty poor, because our hotel, we did not know it was actually going to be based there, but we're in the Reeperbahn area of Germany. If any Germans are watching this, they're probably rolling their eyes at us. That is the red light district here in Hamburg, which also is the largest red light district in Europe. And interestingly, there's also a street in that district where women are not allowed to go down unless they're prostitutes. They're actually banned from going down this street. So sorry, mum, we'll be leaving you tonight. Only kidding. But it's just a wild area to be in the town. I was like, oh no, is this really what Hamburg is like? Thankfully not, now that we've came out here and we've seen it's a pretty epic city that I do advise you come and visit yourself. But anyways, thank you all for joining me, guys. Click like, share, subscribe, do all that great stuff that you always do, and stay tuned to the next video because we've got one more German vlog coming your way. Anyways guys, peace out, have a good night, catch you later, or have a good morning, don't know when you're watching this, but bye. Bye bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. See you later.
Why can't we be friends? If it's so much easier before we got our feelings hurt, and I can't pretend that it's easy. Why